Hello, friends. Welcome back to English Classes Online. My name is Benjamin, and in today's video, we are going to look at answering Lexis and structure questions. Now, today's lesson is useful to all that are going in for their English exams. We are going to take questions from the Junior School Certificate Examination, also known as the Basic Education Certificate Examination. But even if you are going in for your Senior School Certificate Examination, the grammatical principles we are going to discuss and apply to past questions in solving them will also be useful to you, because grammatical principles are the same at all levels. The English language is a living subject, and whatever grammatical principles you learn at one stage will be useful at all stages. Now, if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Make sure you click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever a new video is uploaded on this channel, you will be instantly notified. Let's dive into the lesson right away. We are going to solve questions in the Lagos State Basic Education Certificate Examination of 2018 English Studies. And we are zeroing in on Lexis and structure, which are aspects of the objective test questions. Now, the instruction is as follows. Choose from the alternatives lettered A to D, one which correctly fills the blank spaces in the questions below. Question number 16. My mother and my sisters dash traveling to Kano next week. You are required to choose the correct option to fill in this blank space. Now, option A that is incorrect because it cannot fit in here. Let's try to use it to fill this blank space. And I want you to listen to it and test the grammaticality of the sentence that will result from it. My mother and my sisters is traveling to Kano next week. Does that sound grammatically correct in your ears? Of course it doesn't. And the reason is simple. Now, my mother and my sisters, this constitute what we call a plural subject. And the grammatical principle being tested here is the rule of concord, or grammatical concord, if you like. Now, the rule of concord, one of the rules of concord states that a singular subject requires a singular verb, while a plural subject requires a plural verb. What we have here is a plural subject, so it requires a plural verb. Is a singular verb. That is why it can't fit in. Option B, was, is also a singular verb in the past tense. It doesn't fit in. C is a plural verb in the present tense, and it fits in here. My mother and my sisters are traveling to Kano next week. That is the correct option. Option C is correct. Option D is am, and it cannot fit in here because it can only go with I. I am traveling to Kano next week. Question number 17. When you dash, will you please help me? Now, again, we see that you is a plural subject because whenever you is mentioned, it requires a plural verb. You cannot say you is, you can only say you are. All right? You can you always need to use a plural verb with you because you is a plural subject. Now let's look at the option. Option A, finishes. This is incorrect. You cannot say when you finishes. It is incorrect. B, had finished, is also incorrect because it cannot go with will you please. All right? When you finish, will you please help me? Of course, the correct option is C, which is finished. All right? Option D, when you are finished, has a different meaning and cannot fit in here. Question number 18. Sorry. Question number 18. The train will leave dash 6 o'clock exactly. Now, what is required here is the correct use of preposition of time. We need a preposition of time that we collocate with the exact time. All right, the exact time. And so we need to look at the various options. The train will leave. If with your internalized grammatical principles, you will agree with me that it just sounds natural to say the train will leave at 6 o'clock exactly. Now, with the the rule of intuition works with someone who actually has grown up in the English speaking community. You may not be a native speaker, but you have lived in a community where English is the official language and where most of your neighbors speak English, and in the media, you always read and hear English, all right? So over time, a number of grammatical principles are already internalized. They are already stored in your subconscious mind. So whenever you come across an expression, you can, from your intuition, test the grammaticality or otherwise of that expression. Let's try to put these options and test each of them. The train will leave on 6 o'clock exactly. Does that sound grammatically correct? No. B, at. The train will leave at 6 o'clock exactly. Does that sound grammatically correct? Yes. That's why option B is correct. Option C, by. The train will leave by 6 o'clock exactly. The word exactly means we have to choose at. You cannot say by 6 o'clock exactly. No, it can only be at. Now, D, in. The train will leave in 6 o'clock exactly cannot go. You can use in with a day of the week. Or no, you can with you can use on, which is option A, with a day of the week. The train will leave on Monday, all right? On Monday. That can go, all right? But when you talk of in, you can say in a week's time, all right? That's how you can use in a week's time, all right? Now, question number 19, Jane will continue to get low marks that she works harder. You can see that the structure of this sentence is the structure of a sentence, a conditional sentence. You know, Jane will continue to get low marks. Under which condition? Or when, unless she works harder. All right? Unless she works harder. Okay, so the word unless is the correct option. And if you test all the other options, they won't fit in. Can you say Jane will continue to get low marks, however she works harder? It doesn't sound meaningful, all right? Can you say Jane will continue to get low marks, although she works harder? Jane will continue to get low marks, although she works harder. It doesn't really fit in. Jane will continue to get low marks unless she works harder. That makes it a conditional sentence. All right. Now, option D, even. Jane will continue to get low marks even she works harder. Doesn't sound correct at all. Now, question number 20. You will be in school tomorrow. Dash you. This is a question tag. And there are certain rules that govern the use of question tags. One of the rules is simple. A positive statement requires a negative tag, and a negative statement requires a positive tag. What do we mean by this? You will be in school tomorrow is a positive statement. You will be in school tomorrow. The negative will be you won't be in school tomorrow. Now that we have a positive statement, we need a negative tag, and that is option A. Won't you? You will be in school tomorrow, won't you? Now, assuming you say you won't be in school tomorrow, then you need a positive tag, will you? So option A is what fits in here. You'll be in school tomorrow, won't you? Now, option B, will you? No. Would you in C? No. Didn't you? No. So let's now go to question number 21. My father has bought a dash brand red new car. Now you can see that this is testing your knowledge of the adjectives word order. When you want to use two or more adjectives to modify a verb in a sentence, then you must arrange these adjectives according to a certain order. Now, I have an acronym that captures this, and that is known as those as COMP. D stands for determiner, O for opinion, all right? And then you begin to look at other types of adjectives. You have adjectives of size, all right? Then you have adjective of age, you have adjective of shape, you have adjective of color, all right? You have adjectives of material, all right? And then you have adjective of purpose. That's the order, you know, of the adjectives, how the kind of order they should follow. Now, let me try to show you how this works. Okay. And so this is what we mean. Those as COMP. All right. So in this case, D stands for determiner, O stands for opinion, S for size, A for age, another S for shape, C for color, another O here is for origin. You know, when you have origin, like energy something or an Italian or in Chinese something. Then you have material, it's made of cotton or leather. Then you have purpose, like a dining table, a washing machine, you know, a cooking pot and all that. So this is the order, you know, of adjectives. So now looking at this, you can look at this. Brand here is opinion. When we talk of opinion, we use adjectives of quality. Like if you say a woman is beautiful, that is an opinion. If you say a woman is ugly, that is an opinion. something is good or bad is an opinion. So adjectives that describe qualities are known as opinion adjectives. Now, red is color, is an adjective of color. New is an adjective of age. And car, of course, is the noun being modified. Now, using this order, then we can see that brand comes first because it is opinion, followed by age, because you can see age here. Color comes after that. So age comes before color. So we can see brand new red car. That's the way it is, all right? Brand new red car. So this is why you look at this particular one. This is the one that really fits in, okay? Brand new red car. Okay, so that's the way it is. Okay, so now that's the correct option. Option B, brand new red car, because brand is opinion, new is age, red is color. And that is the order of adjectives. Now, question number 22. Dash, my father came to our school. He has not talked to me. Now, what fits in naturally here is option A, which is since. Since my father came to our school, he has not talked to me. Now, we know this because when you use a present perfect, which is what you have, has not talked or has talked, that's a present perfect. It always goes with since. He has not visited us since he moved to his new apartment. He has not called Dad since he traveled to London. You know, he has not since, all right? So 3 years have passed since Uncle D died, since, you know, have passed since. So whenever you have a present perfect tense, it goes with since. So since my father came to our school, he has not talked to me. Now let's look at other options and see whether it really sounds grammatically correct if we put it, if we use it to fill in this blank space. Let's test option B. But my father came to our school, he has not talked to me. Doesn't really make sense grammatically. C, after. After my father came to our school, he has not talked to me. This sounds a little bit, but it's not really perfectly correct. It doesn't fit in as you since would fit in, you know. And a similar situation is what we have with although. Although my father came to our school, he has not talked to me. Does not really fit in. Something doesn't really sound perfectly okay with that. Now, this is how you test the grammaticality or otherwise of the sentence when you use an option to fill in the blank space. Now, what the examiner is testing is your knowledge of what makes a grammatically correct sentence and what does not. And this is obvious, you know. The sentence is the largest unit of grammar in English, and beyond that, the sentence is the perfect unit for communicating our ideas. When we speak in sentences, and when we write in sentences. A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought or conveys complete meaning. So the sentence is what you use in communicating your ideas when you speak and when you write. So examiners in all English exams want to test your knowledge of what makes a correct sentence and what does not. Now, question number 23. Neither the boys dash the girls could answer the question. Now, when it comes to correlatives like neither or either, then you look at what collocates with each of them. Neither always goes with nor. Neither the boys nor the girls could answer the question. Either goes with or, neither goes with nor. So you need to understand these things. And so let's try to, well, neither the boys or doesn't fit in. Option A, eliminated. Neither the boys and the girls could, well, and can't go. Option B, eliminated. No, neither the boys nor the girls could answer the question. Perfectly correct. So option C is accepted. Then option D, both. Neither the boys, both the girls could answer the question. Absolutely incorrect. Now option C is the correct one. No, neither the boys nor the girls could answer the question. Now, question number 24. Tom climbed the stairs and dashed to bed. Now, climbed is a past tense of the verb climb. And so we have two clauses here. Tom climbed the stairs and Tom dashed to bed. Now, we are dealing with what is called sequence of tenses. And one of the rules that governs the sequence of tenses, has to do with, you know, the use of tenses. Now, I just want you to understand what we mean sequence of tenses. That's what we are talking about. Now, talking about sequence of tenses, which is also called tense harmony, it refers to the agreement between the tense of the verb in one clause and the tense of the verb in another clause. In most cases, you find it in a complex sentence, but here we have a compound sentence, and so it has two clauses. When you have a sentence that has two clauses, a compound sentence is what we have here because it contains two main clauses. Clause number one is Tom climbed the stairs. Clause number two is that Tom dashed to bed. Of course, Tom is omitted here to avoid repetition, but it's implied. So now we have the past tense of the verb here, and because we have the past tense of the verb here, then we should also have the past tense of the verb here. The rule states that a past tense in the main clause requires a past tense in the subordinate clause. But here we have two main clauses. So if we have a past tense in main clause number one, we should have also a past tense in main clause number two. Now, why it is called sequence of tenses or tense harmony? Let's use the word tense harmony. Now, the two tenses must agree. Logically, they should agree because you can't be talking of Tom climbing the stairs in the past. Let's say yesterday, last night, for instance. Last night, Tom climbed the stairs and go to bed. It doesn't make sense. So that is why option A is incorrect and option D goes to bed, even though it agrees in terms of concord, yet it doesn't agree in terms of the tense, because we have climb, past tense. Yesterday, last night, Tom climbed the stairs and goes to bed. No, it doesn't, you can't begin to talk about an action that happened in the past and the second action that happened at the same time will then be brought to the present. No. So a past tense in clause number one requires a past tense to follow in clause number two. So what do we have here? Tom climbed the stairs and went to bed. So that makes option B correct. Option C, going to bed. Tom climbed the stairs and going to bed. Does it sound grammatically correct? It does not. So when you try to use an option to fill in the blank space, you listen to your inner voice, and of course, you should be able to test from your intuition the grammaticality or ungrammaticality of the sentence when you use a given option. And so that will determine whether you accept that option or you eliminate it. So this is the procedure. If you master this procedure, you will always get your answers correct. Now, question number 25. The counselor wants the students to dash and talk in the future. Here is a test of collocation. All right? Option A, resist, does not apply. The counselor wants the students to resist from, does it sound correct? No. Option B, retreat, does not also sound correct. The counselor wants the students to retreat from such behavior. From a behavior? No. All right, so correct. Option C, desist. The counselor wants the student to desist from such behavior in the future is correct. The word desist collocates with from. You desist from. All right. Then denounce. The counselor wants the students to denounce from doesn't actually sound correct. So the correct option is C. The counselor wants the students to desist from such behavior. Now let's go to question number 26. Before the assembly teacher arrived, the students dashed 3 songs. Now here we are looking at 2 actions that happened in the past, and one of them actually obviously came first. So we use the past perfect tense when we have a situation like this. We call it a past in the past. Now there are 2 actions in focus. Now the assembly teacher arriving is one event. The students singing 3 songs is another event. Now the question is, which one came first? Now the word before the assembly teacher arrived shows that this action of the assembly teacher arriving came, after the students singing of the 3 songs. So the one that came first is the students singing 3 songs. And this is where we use the past perfect. All right, so you need to understand this. So before the assembly teacher arrived, the students had sung 3 songs. S-U-N-G is the past participle of sing. Sing is present, sang is simple past, had sung is the past perfect tense, or what is called the past participle. And that's the one you use when you have a situation of a past in the past. All right, so all other options are wrong. Have sung doesn't go because this is present. You can't come in with the present perfect to agree with a past event. Then has sung, also present perfect. All these other options cannot go. Before the assembly teacher arrived, the students had sung 3 songs. Option A is correct. Question number 27. We dashed the news of his promotion last week. There's an omission here, last week. So you can see that we have an omission. So let's add it. Okay. So this is where we are supposed to have week. Okay. Last week. So take note of that. All right. We dashed the news of his promotion last week. Here is present and cannot be used for a past event. So we are looking for a simple past tense. And the correct option is B. We heard the news of his promotion last week. You know, a past tense is used when an action was done and dusted in the past. It happened in the past and it's as simple as that. That's why it's called the simple past. We heard the news of his promotion last week. Now, we hears does not even agree in terms of concord. We is a plural subject and cannot go with a singular verb, hears. We have heard could have been correct if we are looking at a present situation. All right, or something that requires a present perfect tense. But this one was an event that happened in the past. All right. Now, question number 28. The veteran soldier dashed many wars in his lifetime. All right. Again, this refers to something that happened in the past, because when we talk of his lifetime, that gives us the picture of a veteran soldier who is already dead. So, and this refers to when he was alive. So obviously it happened in the past. So we are looking for a simple past tense, all right? The veteran soldier fights. No, you can't use the present tense to talk about a past event. B was fighting. Again, we can't use the past participle. I mean a past continuous to talk about something that was not in progress at that given time being spoken about. So it was something that just happened. So it was not in progress. If it were something in progress, then we would use the past continuous. Then C is fighting is present continuous and cannot be used for a past event. D is fought is correct. The veteran soldier fought many wars in his lifetime is correct. Now, question number 29. Don't be bullied. You must stand up, dash him. Now, to stand up to, when you stand up to someone, you resist the person, you withstand the person, you say no, you disagree. Don't be bullied. You must stand up. That's you must resist. All right. So the appropriate word here is to stand up to. Stand before is stand up before doesn't fit in. Stand up at is incorrect. Stand up against is incorrect. So don't be bullied. You must stand up to him. Stand up to him. Question number 30. Please try to be there, dash all means. Now, whenever you hear all means, it collocates with the preposition by. Please try to be there by all means. Let's test other options. Try to be there on all means, incorrect. Try to be there in all means, incorrect. Try to be there under all means, incorrect. Try to be there by all means, correct. Now, this is where we are going to draw the curtain in today's video. We have been looking at, answering Lexis and structure questions, and I believe we have done justice to this particular topic. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you did, like the video and share it with your friends, relations, and associates. If you have not subscribed to the channel, this is the appropriate time for you to hit the subscribe button, and make sure you also click on the bell icon so that whenever a new video goes live on the channel, you will receive instant notification. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. I want to say a big thank you to all of you out there who were part of today's episode. I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Bye-bye for now, and remain blessed.